Joining me now from Washington, D.C. is Mohammed Abu-Nimer, a professor of peace and conflict resolution at the American University. Good to have you on the program, Professor. You saw those pictures there in Craig Boswell's report with the view of what's sort of the future for Gaza. What are your expectations when it comes to the Board of Peace and what it can do for Gaza?
Thank you. I mean, like many others, we're looking at it in a very skeptic and uncertain way, because quite honestly, observing and seeing what this administration has done in the past year with Gaza, it doesn't look like they're seeing people or seeing any Palestinian representation. How could you do reconstruction of Gaza in a dignified way without Palestinian representation? And also, it seemed to me from Kushner briefing in Geneva and others, I guess in Geneva, that this is an investment. This is a real estate investment project, and they're collecting money. We're not sure the $5 billion will be invested in what type of investment will be there, beside benefiting the big capitalist group who will put the money. So there is very little credibility and in many ways very little hope out of such a process that's poorly designed. And one more point I want to emphasize: there is no mention of the United Nations resolutions. There is no coordination with the United Nations, and it gives the impression that this has come to replace international law, multilateralism, and the United Nations as well.
Is that a problem? I mean, there's some criticism against the UN saying that it's ineffective, it hasn't really done anything, and that potentially the Board of Peace might be another kind of body that can actually do something. So do you think it's a problem if this becomes like a rival organization?
Well, I'm not sure there is any stability. This is a more personalized, built around the Trump personality and desires and approach to the world. And I don't think it has any international sustainability in the future. And I think it's quite a mistake to say the United Nations did not do anything. The United Nations agencies have helped sustain, respond to the needs of people on the ground in Gaza and the West Bank, which is exactly what Israel right now, with the help of the US in some ways, by being silent, they've destroyed UNRWA, that is provide the most humanitarian aid to Palestinians. If this was a project to help Palestinians, then why the US is not stopping Israel policies of occupation in the West Bank as well as in Gaza? You mentioned 600 killed, 1,600 people injured only since the so-called ceasefire. So when we have changes on the ground, when there is some improvement on the ground, I think that will give more credibility to such initiative of Board of Peace. But that's really the skepticism. Words without implementation. We need the US, which is the only country that can influence Netanyahu and Israel, to make sure that the ceasefire is sticking, to make sure there is a humanitarian aid is coming, and to allow United Nations agencies that have proven to be very effective in working with the humanitarian relief to actually do their job.
Professor, we do appreciate your time and your analysis here on the program. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.